Buonasera a tutti. Welcome to
Hello.
ESC Fan TV, and honestly, this is the highlight of ESC Fan TV's year, isn't it? You get two shows from San Remo. I am delighted to welcome our guest. On my right, we have all the way from America, I think New York.
Yes.
Might be it. Oh yeah, Lena. Good evening, Lena.
Ciao tutti.
It's
Hello from Brooklyn,
lunchtime.
New
It's
York. I apologize in advance if New York gets a little spicy out my window. Sometimes it just gets loud.
New York gets spicy out of your window. Is it going to be one of those nights? Sitting below me, where they really should be, Phil and Michelle.
Hello. It fixed up the party. Just ignore it.
Can't hear you, darling.
Oh, can you hear us? We're not on
Yeah.
mute.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, you're all right.
yeah.
And Ian and Donna, all the way from Edinburgh.
Hello everyone,
Buonasera a
ciao a
tutti.
tutti, buonasera a tutti, come va?
So far, I reckon we've watched about 20 hours of San Remo, and there's been more chatty than normal for San Remo, but that's what we love about it, isn't it? Tomorrow night, we're going to be going live as soon as the show finishes. Got to say that right at the start. We did it last year, and it was a fantastic success for those of us that were still awake. We enjoyed it anyway, so we're going to do it again. But for now, we're going to talk about the runners and riders for tomorrow night's grand final. There are 25 songs. We're not going to talk about all 25 because, let's face it, some of them, at least half, really don't stand a chance of winning anymore. San Remo isn't just about winning. In fact, one of the biggest songs from last year didn't win at all. So if they get a big hit out of it, that's what they're really looking for. Let's start, though, by talking about some of the oldies and some of the ones that have been in Eurovision in previous years. Because the oldies and the ones that have been to Eurovision are more or less the same. Donna, you're always good for an old man.
Oh, hey.
Oi.
And old woman.
Speak for yourself. No, we do like some of the oldies here, and I love the fact that they're so well represented every year in the San Remo Festival. And it's the one thing that you love about Italian culture, because everybody is an inclusive contest. So you can be an up and coming, or you can be at the highlight of your career, or even into the vintage years of your career, and still have a wonderful song to produce to the masses. And it really does draw in the public from all eras. Seen on screen there, we've got Massimo Ranieri, and he is a two-time Eurovision veteran in 1971 and 1973. And he's back again with an absolutely beautiful song, which is one of Ian's favourites this year. Basically translating as letters from over the sea, I believe, something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful song, very emotional about immigration and being parted from people over long distance, being forced away from your home. And he sings it beautifully. So it's lovely. It's lovely to have the older contestants as well, because it's absent in a lot of other national finals for Eurovision.
And it's a classic Italian song, and at the moment it's in 7th position, so it's not doing too badly at all.
No, exactly. He can still hold favour with the audience, no matter what the generation. One of my favourites as well this year is another Eurovision veteran, and we're doing so well with the Eurovision entrants this year. We've got Gianni Morandi as well, who also represented in 1970. You see him there on screen. And he is fantastic for his age. I mean, you would never guess, really, that he's 77. And the way he moves around the stage and bringing his rock and roll style, it's so happy and upbeat. You've just got to love it. You can't not smile to this song. You know, open all the doors, let in the sun. It's great. And
Michelle, did he manage to come down the stairs?
Better than me.
They didn't all manage the stairs, though, did they?
No.
Who couldn't manage the stairs?
Eva Zanicki, you see there on screen as well. She refused the stairs, a bit like Orietta refused the stairs last year. But I don't blame her. She's 82, by the way, and she looks amazing for it, though.
Good. Does that mean that Lulu's 82?
She could be 82. I haven't looked.
Her face is a good 30 years younger, though.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh,
ouch,
controversial.
ouch, ouch, ouch.
Are there any more oldies? It's difficult to know where to stop with the
I believe
oldies.
one of Michelle's favourites an oldie, isn't it?
Is that Phil?
Well, he said, is that Phil?
Oh, you're vicious today, Andy.
Oh, God. Are we on about
Uh,
Dittonello Piaggia and
and
Vettori?
sorry, yeah.
Oh,
Chimica, that was fantastic.
That
was.
that is the best song that I've ever heard in my life. She looks amazing. I don't know who got her dressed or what was going on, or if she even knew what she looked like, but it was amazing. That's what I'm aiming for now. That's my peak, my pinnacle. I can be doing Eurovision. Goodness knows how old she is. Just having a living life to its fullest. But it's the best song out there. It's brilliant.
And she had so much energy as well. She
Yeah.
belted that song out.
She didn't come down the stairs.
Can't really blame her.
They need like a lift. They need like a,
Or stand
had a stair lift for the old people to come up.
Yeah, the presenter could probably have done with that as well.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But it's nice to see it's very inclusive. What about the kids then? Michelle, did you want to mother anybody?
Not really, no. I wasn't keen on, what was that youth called? Where everyone just went, oh, bless him.
Oh,
It was just like, I just wanted to cuddle him because he didn't look at the camera until the camera was shoved in his face, and it was like, oh, somebody just said what to do.
Was that Matteo?
Was that Matteo? Yeah, I think so.
I
It's
just
very
felt sorry
cute.
for him.
Yeah. He was lovely though. I mean, he came literally out of the gates running, didn't he, on the first night? And he really impressed. He's one of the Giovanni entrants as well. So there were 3 going straight from Giovanni this year into the big competition. So rather than them go separate and wait a year like some of them have been, this year's more like the year with Mahmood in 2019, where you in the young competition, and if you win it or come second, then you can advance into the main competition. And that's what they're trying again this year, to see if they can mix it up a little bit. So we have 3 entrants this year who are of the young section, and Matteo, bless him, he looks about 12, and he's definitely fresh faced, but he's really giving it some go, and good on him.
Unlike Mahmoud, who won in his first time of trying, and Francesco Gabbani, who won the Giovanni section and then won the main section the following year. Are any of these 3 likely to be a contender this year?
It's difficult to say, but they're not up there in the top running at the moment. They've done well, but no, I'd say nothing about them at the moment really stands out to me as winner potential. I think give them another couple of years though, absolutely. They're still a bit too fresh, I think, at the moment. But yeah, we need fresh. It's good to keep it fresh. Keeps everyone on the toes.
There's too many heavyweights in there already that just going to push them down the order.
Yeah, this year we do have a lot of past winners, and winners that we haven't seen in the Eurovision stage at all because Italy was out of it for so long. So we have a lovely lady who's near the top at the moment called Elisa, who actually has only entered once before, but she has won that time with a beautiful song called Luce 20 years ago. And of course, had they been part of the Eurovision selections at the time, then she would have entered. But you never know, we might get to see her this year because she's doing rather well, I believe.
Whereas Emma won in 2012, then got the ticket to go to Copenhagen in 2014. And what on earth happened there?
Oh, I believe the band that won that year was Pooh, a very, very famous Italian band that did not want to go. So they sent out, Emma went with a completely underperforming song. The only time since their return that Italy didn't make the top 10, I believe.
Ah, no, wasn't that the year that Arisa actually won? Sorry.
Yes, it was Arisa.
Arisa won, and it was the year they decided not to take the San Remo winner and choose someone completely different, and then Emma got the chance to go. So poor Arisa, she's just got to keep trying.
Yeah, it went so well for them.
It did indeed. Fashion is always interesting at San Remo. A few years ago, all the men were in suits and ties, and now they all look like kids that are wearing pink bin bags. So I thought I'd dress up. Do you think, Lena, you're our fashion expert? How do you think this would work on a Eurovision, a San Remo stage?
I think this year is the year for pink on men. So you completely nailed it.
And what about wearing people?
I love it.
Okay, and that's a hint. We're going over to New York to talk about the fashion at this year's San Remo. Take it away, Lena.
Hello, thank you. So last year I made a chart that was about how a lot of the Italian rap and hip hop entries all connected. So this year I've pivoted over to the fashion, and it's such a big category that you can't do all of it or else you go crazy. Including this year they did the green carpet instead of a red carpet for when everyone entered Arston for the first time the night before. So I've decided to focus this year on my personal MVP of the competition, who is not a singer, but it is the amazing stylist, Nick Cerioni, who is styling 5 different contestants at this year's competition at the same time, plus 5 of the special guests. So 10 people you've seen on stage that he has been the stylist for. So off the charts amount of work, in my opinion. So for years, he's done my personal savior, Achille Lauro. So he is Gucci. He is the leader of the Gucci gang. So he's going to be doing Gucci for a while. So here's him on the green carpet. Here's night 1 in just these Gucci pants and Gucci makeup. And then here's him before he took his shirt off on the other night. Also well known for that Nick styled Måneskin when they wore custom etro, but now they have pivoted over to Gucci as well. So this side of the chart is the Gucci gang. He did not style Emma, but Emma is also wearing Gucci. But he did style, we now know, Eurovision co-host Laura Pausini, and she's wearing Atelier Versace. He also styled Moriandi, Ricomi, and unfortunately our boo in last place, Tananai, who was wearing Dior on night 1, and then I believe on night 2, a new brand that is being launched. So that's exciting. I've got the Pink Kids Club, because Pink on Men was very big. And I also included the La Rappresentante di Liste in that pink category, as well as AK7, San Giovanni, Michele Bravi, and Darjan D'Amico. And of course, no discussion about fashion would be complete without talking about the Boat of Dreams, the substage this year, which is on a cruise ship with Orietta Berti and Fabio Ravazzi, who are also being styled by Nick Cerioni. And just amazing off the charts style. She said that this outfit on night 1 was a rose, and it has the spikes and thorns to show that. And then he also styled the guests on night 1, Medusa, the EDM band, who showed up with Hosier, which is a fun surprise. And I just stuck it on because I just found out that he also styled Cesare Cremonini, very famous guest of last night. So it's a huge body of work.
But we noticed that you've not mentioned any of the oldies.
Well, no, Gianni's here.
So he is.
Oh, I'm so sorry. He did also, I just found out that he styled Donatella of Chemica fame, but only her, not her younger counterpart.
Right. And explain a little bit about that couple. They're an unusual pairing.
Oh, yeah.
Lena.
Oh, I mean, I love them. I think they're amazing energy on stage. It's a very fun song. I could see it at Eurovision. I think people would enjoy it a great deal. But
yeah, looks like it's probably not going to make it to Eurovision, is it? Sadly.
Are they in top 10 still? I think, or did they fall out? There's okay.
They're 12 at the moment.
12, yeah.
Okay, so not top half.
Before we do a rundown of the top 10 as it stands so far, what were the disappointing, let's not say failures, but the songs that have underperformed according to the people who've been voting so far? I'm going to start with Eva Sanici. I think it's a lovely song. I mean, it's very old-fashioned, but it's great. She's a fantastic singer. I mean, I was going to say a fantastic singer for her age, but she's not. She's a fantastic singer. Maybe she's fallen out of favor in Italy. This is one of the things. I don't know. I don't really know how famous or otherwise anybody is until they appear on a Eurovision stage. That shows how shallow I am. Who else?
We had a few drops yesterday, didn't we? From night 2 to night 3 in the total leaderboard. So one of the biggest shocks, I think, really was Representativista, who you just mentioned there, the Pink Gang. They were, I believe, third. Were they third on night 2?
I believe
and
so.
They went right down to, is it 9th there on the list? Yeah, 9th. So that can only really be down to the televote, because they've changed the voting again this year, haven't they, Andy? So we have...
when you say haven't they, Andy, you're not expecting me to know, are you? I mean, good God. We were talking about it earlier on.
As far as we know, I mean, they love changing the rules, don't they, in Italy? They'll make it up as they go along half the time, I believe.
Well, that's what Amadeus does every night.
He does.
Well, I think it's time to bring in our voting expert and ask Michelle.
Oh, Michelle.
How does the voting work at San Remo?
What?
You've been watching it for 3 years at least.
Is it gin and luck?
Probably is. Okay, well, let me ask you a simpler question.
Yeah.
What's a demoscopic?
Well, that's when you get the youth on one hand and the old duffers on the other, and then everyone in between. So they have a certain amount of youth, certain amount of just over youth, a certain amount of middle age, certain amount of just over middle age, and a certain amount of old duffers. And then they all vote, and then you end up with a score.
It's like a representative public
Lista.
jury. So
like a representante de lista.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not just, one group of people flooding it, or one demographic.
It's just so that you can't get all the youth just voting for one person, so that you get a balanced view of things.
Right.
Because sometimes people over a certain age won't vote. But at least this way, they get represented as well.
And do we think that's why it was introduced also in Spain to some controversy last week?
Yeah, but I think it's a brilliant idea, because otherwise on like this Instagrammy thing and TikToky whatever, they go, oh, look at this, and then everybody floods it for that person, having not watched the other ones, so they don't know what's going on. And I think it is far better to have this sort of voting.
Plus, if you've got an artist with a big fan following, they're going to get sort of artificially inflated, compared to some songs that might actually be better.
Yeah.
And to be serious for a moment, I mean, San Remo, they are very serious about the competition, the quality of the song, giving everybody an equal chance to take part. I believe Gianna Morandi almost got disqualified because his song leaked by mistake. They are that hot on making sure that it's a fair competition. Something possibly Eurovision could learn from. Certainly something that other national finals could learn from. Who else didn't make it?
Well, we've got quite a few.
15.
Yeah.
Achille Lauro. Lena.
Would we like to move over to my TED talk about Achille Lauro? I brought out my finest Lauro goods. This is his fashion book with the special lenticular cover. Anyway, I brought out my Lauro Candy Jesus, which was deemed too racy to be on a billboard in central Milan, so they had to change it. That's fun. Here's the thing. This is Achille Lauro's 3rd year as a contestant. Last year, he was just a special guest. And he's always scored in the bottom half, I believe, on the first or second night, every single time. So this isn't my first rodeo. I wasn't even mad. He said in interviews multiple times that he does not come to win. He comes to make a performance and create art, which is why I love him so much. Which is why he comes with more of his upbeat pop songs instead of his ballads, which I would say people have told him would do better at the competition because of the lyrical quality, but it's just not what he's interested in. He's interested in making a whole piece that comes together over the course of the nights, which I think night 2 for him was huge. Everything he's doing with the Harlem Gospel Choir, with like American Black church culture, like they had the hats, they had the church fans, the sacred and the profane, which he's been doing every time. You know, the song isn't one of my favorites from him, but I still like it a great deal because I love him so much. So he came to perform. I don't think he really cares about where he ends up. I don't think he wants to win or go to Eurovision. I know that's a very hot take, but it's fine.
Has he been in it 3 years in a row?
No, he was in 2 years in a row, the break to be a special guest, and then this year.
Okay. So this year's make or break, really. It can't just keep coming back and not get
I was
anywhere.
surprised to see him again, but I do wonder, much like me and Donna's, one of our favorite men, Armand Mehta, was invited, or like Ama pleaded with him to come back, and I do wonder if perhaps that's where we're at with Aquila Loro, where Ama was, especially he went first the first night, so I think Amadeus was like, please.
Yeah, because San Remo is very much a curated show. The musical director, in this case Amadeus, decides what is going to be in the show, and it's very much down to him. He builds the show, he builds who he wants in it, and it really showed actually with Elisa after her first performance how happy he was after her show. He was very happy for her to be there. I think he really probably pushed her quite hard to get on to bring her back. And yeah, his reaction was he was very happy. So it's very structured about what they want in and very controlled.
So listen, I've got some very exciting news for everybody that's on screen at the moment, and for fans of ESC Fan TV, and for anybody watching San Remo who doesn't speak Italian, because this year, for the first time ever, there's going to be a hookup between Glitterbeam Radio in the UK and Rai Uno, who are providing a stream. We're going to have an English commentary, and I'm delighted to welcome our special guests tonight, Eugenio and Mikey.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hey, everyone.
Hello. So we're really excited. You've invited us to join you during some of the advert breaks, and we'll be talking the sort of shit we talk on here, but with no swearing.
It's important.
No swearing. No
Very
swearing on the
important.
radio.
So, Michelle, behave.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are excited and terrified at the same time because it's going to be a very long evening. So, yes.
Yeah. Just make sure you've had a couple of drinks, but not too many.
Plus translating on the fly.
We might have drinks during the show.
Oh, no, not for me. No.
I'll
have a coffee.
No, coffee.
Italian
I'm
fashion.
talking about coffee. I'm not saying anything else. Coffee, just coffee. Espresso, Italian. But yes, we're very excited. We're ready to do the commentary. It's not just a commentary. There is a lot more. But yeah. So and thank you for having us here.
Yes, thank you. Well, it's going to be a huge night.
Yes.
Huge night.
Yeah. You're going to sleep tonight?
Well, in reality, we are on air with another show in about half hour, and then I don't think we're going to sleep because we need to collect information regarding this particular evening, which is completely different from the previous one, with all the covers happening, and we're probably going to watch the end of it. That means that we'll probably go to bed, for the average of Amadeus when Good Morning Britain starts around 6 a.m. So no,
I think it's going to be
Eugenio, can you please? We don't have a clue about the rules on how the scores work. We've been making it up as we go along. But why would a covers night have any relevance towards the scores for the final?
Because so this is something that has been happening now for a few years in San Remo. Originally, this was a cover night of the same songs that are participating in the contest. So the 25 songs you've heard until now are initially were made with another arrangement, with a duet, with another artist. And then majority of those were coming out quite badly, so they decided to go for covers. Now, this is a long-running controversy. They are stubborn and they keep saying that people will keep voting for the song that is participating and not the cover. In reality, a lot of people will vote based on the sympathy for the artist. But apart from wanting to do a show, a different show, because 5 evening always the same is difficult to do, there is no real reason for it.
So, Mikey.
Hello.
Are you actually a San Remo fan?
So I'm coming in as a newbie, actually. I do know of San Remo, and obviously Eugenio has told me a lot of things about it. So he's been like, oh, go and watch some of the things, go and watch some of the songs that are happening, some of the performances. But I thought it would actually be nice on air to react in the moment with a lot of the people who are listening. So I have seen I've seen a lot of the controversies and things. Like, you've been very keen to show me those. And a lot of the favourite tracks and the unknown tracks, which I think have been good. The ones where famous songs have come out of San Remo, but no one's really knew that this is where they originated from.
Sing one for us.
Go on, you've got the singing voice. Yeah, you've got the singing voice.
Hold on, this year, one from this year or one from the past?
Sing a song from the past that nobody would know is a San Remo entry.
Nobody will know is a dimmi quando tu verrai, dimmi quando.
Yeah. And you don't have to say you love me just because.
Absolutely. I was just about to say, io che non vivo più di un'ora senza te. Yes.
So, what time do you kick off tomorrow?
7:30.
7:30. We start at 7:30. We don't know when we finish.
It's one of the things I've noticed. It ends when it ends.
It ends when it ends. Today, during the press conference, Amadeus was very clear in saying, I would like to tell you that I'm going to finish before 2 o'clock, but I would lie. So we are in for a long evening.
And you've got to go and prepare for your show. Mikey, you can't tell us anything about the act.
Oh, sorry, you broke
Eugenio,
a little bit.
is there anybody that you particularly want to recommend for a win, or think will win, or think might there be an upset?
Don't you dare influence it.
No,
who's going to upset it?
But can I say which one I like?
Yes.
I like La Rappresentante di Lista. In my opinion, thinking about Eurovision, La Rappresentante di Lista has a very nice song. It's very catchy. It's going to be very, very strong on radio. And it's going to be easy to remember all over the world, because the Ciao Ciao is known everywhere. So I would say La Rappresentante di Lista.
So, and what happened to them? They went from 3rd to 9th.
It was shocking. Shocking. And I'm 100% sure that they will have a massive success on the radio. Unfortunately, because yesterday the televoting started, we saw suddenly a massive change in the chart, especially for those singers that come from TV talent shows, very famous in Italy. Majority of the people is already used to televoting for them. So I'm thinking about San Giovanni, Rama. These singers are very strong in televoting. They were down in the ranking for the press. They went straight up, and of course, La Rappresentante di Lista, which is not extremely popular in terms of name because they don't come from any talent show, they gone down. But last year, Maneskin started from mid-ranking on the first evening, and they won. So I'm still, hopeful.
But we had Maneskin down as winners from the first time we heard them, and it's on record. So who do we think will be the Musica La Regissima of 2022? Will there be a summer hit that's a bigger hit than the winner? I'm opening it up to anybody.
Well, I think he's completely right. I think it's going to be La Rappresentante de Lista. I think they're not going to win San Remo, but I think they might win the radio.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other one that I really quite fancy as well, because the 80s are still very big throughout Europe and things. So Dargan, totally unknown to me before, but Dargan has all the kind of look, the sharp glasses, and that 80s vibe. That he was kind of like this little ball of energy that reminded me a bit of the Tactical Nuclear Penguins from a few years ago. And yeah, so I think I've got a little soft spot for him somewhere. And even Aka 7 as well. He's also another one that could really do well.
Can we have a discussion about how to pronounce that? Because
is it Aka? Aka 7?
No, I'm convinced it's AKA 7.
It's not AKA 7.
It's not
because
AKA
we
7?
like to be Italian. It's Aka 7.
See,
this is like Carl Brave all over again.
Yes, exactly
no.
right. I want to tell you, it's not Arcomi. It's not Arcomi. It's Urcomi.
Raccomi.
Urcomi. Because we like to be Italian in this. Also, don't forget in this list that you made, rightly, Aka 7 and D'Argent Amico, Dito nella piaga in Rettore have a lovely catchy song with Chimica.
Yeah, we really love that one.
Oh, it's my favourite. I love it.
And Gianni Morandi as well. That was brilliant.
Yes.
Oh, well, look,
yeah.
well, we basically like them all. Before Glitterbeam Radio rushes off to do their radio show, just have a look at what we've been treated to earlier on. Lena.
Move your head, Lena.
A quick roundup.
It's clear that Lena has a preference for one contestant in particular.
Oh, and who would that be?
Hey, Achille. Who can be? Only Achille Lauro. I have only one question, Lena. Why?
Why not?
Let's say it's very talented for many things. Singing live might not be one of those, but
I will say I'm always a fan of genuineness in the moment. So you know, I get a little. I'll use this as an example. I get so frustrated during like summer music shows when people lip sync, especially like Arama, because I know he can sing well. But I think it's lazy. I think he just wants to sound like he wants to sound. Whereas, like, you know, Achille isn't lip syncing because he can't. Because he'll never be able to do the same thing twice.
Yes. No. You're totally right. And also, Achille is in the middle of a storm with the Catholic Church, you probably know, because of what is if done on the stage the first evening. So right now there is so,
it's just more controversy down to
no, well, he baptized himself on the stage with holy water, and some people weren't really happy about it, as you can imagine.
Yeah,
well, even I found that a little bit.
But there was no.
Catholic.
I didn't consider it a problem because the director of San Remo this year has decided that we don't have to see many things that happen on the stage. It's a horrible way to direct a show, so he decided not to show us all the things, so it's fine.
Oh, well, at least we haven't had anybody walk off stage in the middle of it.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Remember the Bugo happened on a Friday.
Or smash up.
Yeah, there was also a rumor that Irama doesn't like the person that he's actually singing with tonight as well. So we could have Bugo Gate all over again.
And there is a rumor that Dito nella piaga and Donatella Rettore keep arguing on the stage during the rehearsal, because apparently Dito nella piaga wears things that are too provocative and sexual, and Rettore no, because she's 70, and she's not really agreeing with that.
Oh, surprise.
Are we talking about her lipstick?
No, we're talking about tits.
They must see the lace top. Is that what we're talking about?
I don't know how to say it in a different way.
Well, Achilles' tits have been on display all week.
Yes, but particularly apparently there was Dito nella piaga was having something that was very, very showing off all the
Okay.
merchandise.
So tits are all right as long as they're turf.
And Rettore wasn't really happy about it because
I
she
think
doesn't
tits
have
are
a lot
okay
to
if we all
show.
agree, but they don't
Yeah.
agree.
I mean, what we do need and what we see a lot is the tit tape, don't we, Andy? We've discussed this a few years in a row. That you know,
now.
yeah. Oh, I wouldn't have guessed, darling. I wouldn't have guessed.
Thank you. That's the whole point, isn't it?
You can't be
I've been wearing a
I would
training
hope,
bra for years.
there should be something big at this point because it's going too well. So I hope, I don't know, that Mahmoud and Blanco just spit in each other's face, Seven Arc, I don't know, something like that. It would be fun.
The one that you showed me, though.
Those two.
It looks like they were going to kiss each other.
No,
if
they go for kissing each other and you punch each other in the face, that would be a great San Remo.
Why not have some different things and have two guys kissing on stage in the middle of Italy?
And then punching each other. A little bit of kink as well. It's amazing.
So, Eugenio and Mike, if we promise to be as good as gold on your radio show tomorrow night,
Yes.
will you promise to come on our show and be as rude as you can?
if that's if it's all no holds
So
barred.
we need to do this. We do the radio, turn off, and then fuck it. Yay!
Yay!
That is exactly our attitude.
Right. Well, we'd like to say thank you to you both.
Thank you, guys. Sorry,
And a
we need to
massive
go.
good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
We look forward to joining you, and we look forward to you
Yes.
joining us again. Okay.
Certainly.
Brilliant.
Cool.
Thank you. Oh, it's me. Goodness sake. Oh, well. Here we go. Bit of the fashion from San Remo. He was a poet and didn't know it.
You were dead.
That almost worked. Right, we're going to do a quick rundown of the people who might stand a chance of winning, and probably will, because there are few surprises when it comes down to the final night. So we've got 10th, Dargen; 9th, Representante de Lista; 8th, Fabrizio Moro; 7th, Massimo Ranieri; 6th, Emma; 5th, San Giovanni; 4th, Irama; 3rd, Giovanni Morandi; 2nd, Elisa; and 1st, Mahmoud. We've spoken about a fair few of those. So who wants to kick off with somebody we've not so far spoken about? Fabrizio Moro. I know who that is.
Do you? Have you heard of him before, Andy? It's funny that I've seen him maybe in concert. You know, partly because he sang with my favourite boy Ermal Meta all those years ago in 2018 at Eurovision, and yeah, he's back again. So we had Ermal last year, and now we've got Fabrizio this year. He's doing really well. He's got a lovely song called Sei Tu, and it's very in his style. Nothing surprising, but he really comes out. I mean, look at that face. He's definitely, as Ermal put it in his tweets, the DILF of San Remo this year. And yeah, he's a handsome one at that, isn't he? Come on. And he comes out and gives a perfect performance, no less what you'd expect for him in previous years as well. It's a solid performance, solid song, well written, and his voice is, as ever, beautiful.
Excellent.
Anything else?
Nope.
No.
No, that covers everything.
No, it's well worth a listen, and yeah, as I say, it's not out of character for him. It's very much in his style. He gets a chance to rise and let his voice rip, and yeah, it's a beautiful ballad and well worth a listen.
So San Giovanni, Michelle and Phil, one of the youth. Check your notes. I think San Giovanni was the one that was wearing the pink suit, but I mean, they nearly all were.
Oh, you're on mute.
Yes,
Found it.
yes, found him. Yes.
I didn't like it.
Oh God! After all that,
it was all right. It was a good song. It starts off a bit quiet, but he needs to learn not to hold his microphone right like that, so you can't see his mouth.
Yeah, he
for a
went all a
start.
bit Liam Gallagher, and the way that he held it with both hands, it covered the whole of his face. I mean, is he tasty? Is he not? I've no idea.
And yeah, I think he needs a suit that actually fits him as well, to be honest.
Says old man Phil. You don't know what
He's not the only one that needs it.
What you're wearing, I tell you.
He's not the only one that needs a suit that fits him. Really.
I just didn't like it. It wasn't my cup of tea.
It was all right. It was nice, but I wasn't loving it.
I've enjoyed 90%, I'd say, of the songs of San Remo, and you picked me for one that
it wasn't. Like. It wasn't my least favourite though.
Okay, then Irama.
Oh,
go on, Phil.
Yes, Irama. The thing with Irama, I like the song. It's a bit slow paced. He's got a good voice, but as my grandma said, would have said if she'd have seen him, he looks like he needs a wash.
Do you know what? I loved this. There was something about him. He had the most piercing eyes, and it was like he was singing it to you when he was looking at the camera. It made me wobbly at the knees. I liked it.
Yeah. He has plucked his eyebrows a bit severely, hasn't he?
Yeah, but we all did. Maybe we're going back to the 90s.
I haven't. I've got a right fluff thing here going.
Yeah, and yet again, the youth.
And when was the last time you went wobbly at the knees, Michelle?
Oh, I don't know. When did I meet you? 2001.
It's all for Irama. All he needs to do is get his hair washed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked it, yeah.
You thought something had gone wrong then, and it nearly had. But we're back. And let's talk about Gianni Morandi's song. We talked about him as an old timer, but what about his song?
Oh, I loved it.
That song is fantastic.
Yeah.
It makes me smile. It makes me move. It just fills me full of joy, and that's a hard thing to do.
It makes me want to learn Italian just so I can sing along to it. That's how good it is.
It made my cold heart warm.
Filling you with joy is a hard thing to do.
Oh yeah, I'm writing this book now.
I don't know if people know, but that song was written by Giovanotti, who's an extremely popular, famous performer, songwriter in Italy. So the juxtaposition of like this that style song and him performing it, I think is absolutely magical. I think it's really working.
Is it the sort of song that would do well in Melody Festival?
Yeah, it's a bit schlagery, isn't it, really? But that's not a bad thing. It's sort of...
No.
It's not a ballad.
No.
And I like anything that's not a ballad.
Okay. Yeah. So what about
it gets you that the first few seconds it's got you with that when the orchestra kicks in.
Yeah.
It's got you straight away. It's similar to what Måneskin did last year. They got everybody in that first few seconds of the song with the guitar riff. This grabs it with the brass kicking in, and you're off. And it's full throttle right to the end of the song. Yeah. It could have been entered any time in about the last 50 years.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. This is also why we need the orchestra back at Eurovision.
Yes.
Because you can get that.
Yeah, this is a song that works so well with the orchestra as well. It gives you that big, rich sound that you just want to get up and then give it a bit of sway to.
As the audience did.
Yes.
But listen, at San Remo, all the songs work well with the orchestra because they put such effort into it. And Måneskin, at opening the show, they were just amazing with the guitars and the orchestral arrangements.
Yeah, it was a treat to hear that again with the orchestra. You sort of forget, because you hear it so much without the orchestra, and then you hear it again with the orchestra, and it gives you goosebumps. You think,
but I mean,
it's good.
The other thing with the orchestra, it's not just like a classical orchestra. You've got guitars, electric guitars.
Yeah.
You've got
the bloke that whistles.
There's an accordion.
Yeah.
It's quite.
I think there is no pre-recorded music.
No.
So that orchestra and band are playing live everything.
Yeah.
That normally would be used to listening to pre-recorded.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. And you can see the songs that the orchestra are really enjoying performing as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Gianni was one of them. Dargen D'Amico, that was another one. You could see the orchestra were loving taking part in that, especially the backing singers.
So down to the final two now. It's likely that one of these two acts is going to win and go to Torino for Eurovision to represent their country. Michelle, they're both ballads, so you'll not be interested, darling.
You know what? I'm referring to one's notes, and Elisa, I loved it. can't remember. No, I don't. I liked it. I liked it, but I put down that it didn't quite touch me in the way that Diodato did. Because when I first heard that, it absolutely made me emotional. As you know, Andy, I cry every time I hear that. But it is a beautiful ballad, but it just doesn't quite have that emotional contact with the audience.
I just thought the tune was a little bit formulaic. He was good, you know.
Yeah.
He deserves to be in the top 5, but
it just doesn't have that. I just don't feel it. And as for Mahmood and Blanco, I don't like it. It's not my favourite at all.
I think the thing with that is
they just look bored. Mahmood just looked bored out of his head, just stood there going.
The lyrics are obviously quite meaningful. I've seen the translation.
Yeah,
but
they don't show. Well, Mahmood.
In fairness, they don't look bored there.
No, they look like they've been up to something there.
Oh yeah.
That clip is the most relevant to their lyrics out of anything I've seen so far. But I agree with you, actually, Michelle, because there's something missing in their performance for me, and I love the way they vocally harmonize, and the song lyrics, as I say, it's probably for me one of the most well written in the whole show. So it deserves definitely, I think, the press vote, the lyric vote, and I'm sure they'll get an award for the lyrics. But there's something missing in that performance, that the engagement between them as a couple on the stage, they sound like they're having a kind of rap battle against each other rather than working with each other. And occasionally, yes, they do turn to each other and sing to each other and do the stare in the eyes type thing, but it's not, you just feel there's something lost there, that there's no actual meaningfulness in that relationship at all. So
do you think that could be, I only say could be, because it's very unusual to see two men singing a love song to one another on stage, even in 2022. It's not the easiest thing to do. No. The fact that nobody that in our audience would think twice about it doesn't mean to say that two men wouldn't, or indeed two girls, because still, when you're up there in that position, it's a little bit different.
No. Robson and Jerome in the 90s had a string of hits. Youth, Google it, and they sang love songs together. They sang love songs, and they gelled perfectly, and it looked good, and they knew what they were doing. This just doesn't quite look right.
So, should we have a word with Rauno and tell them to watch the Robson and Jerome songs before tomorrow night?
Make Mahmood sit down and watch them back to back on YouTube, and then see how he gets on.
The youth must hate us.
I mean, clearly the Pope's already mad, so just let them have at it.
What do you think, Lena, about Mahmood?
I see, and I'm on the other camp. I think that's the only song for me that I've heard I get like the winner vibe from. It just, I think the vocal was a little shaky to start on night one, but then, like I think all the performers on night two, everyone came very strong. But that song, when it really gets going, oof, yeah. I mean, I always want someone new to go to Eurovision because I think it's so exciting. So especially having Mahmood go again so soon, but I give him the edge for me personally, how I feel about the song over Elisa. But I do think, yes, Arama always looks like he just got out of bed, and it's very frustrating. But I think that's a really dangerous song. I think it's dangerous because I think a lot of people are going to like it. I think he's going to get a big televote. I think your grandma and your mom are going to like it if he sings it like that. And, you know, he's a bit of a hot character. You know, he's a little divisive with his attitude and things that have come up in the past. So I think people need to be ready for maybe on the final night that could be the one, in my opinion. So,
but it's that melody, isn't it? And the way he vocally controls that song has the selling point in that, I think, as well. I mean, he still looks as if he's 12 as well. So he's got that kind of beauty appeal. Yeah. And yeah, his camera work in that particularly as well is really quite nice. I really thought he was going to do the sitting on the stairs thing. Like somebody every year has to do the sitting on the stairs thing, and nobody has. Gutted. But, you know, it's still
2 nights left.
That's true. That's true. Irama, if you're watching this, sit on the stairs.
Yeah. No, he does know how to work the camera really well, which is important for a TV show. Which, San Remo, it's a live show, it's TV, and Eurovision is TV. So that's a definite advantage. And it's a song with really broad appeal.
Yeah.
That's
You need to look down the camera.
really good for your votes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
he does. He's broody. Broody in
Yes.
the extreme.
Yeah. So all of the top 3, I think, definitely top 4 have that potential. Yeah.
One of them's going to Turin to represent Italy in their home Eurovision. Italy have done fantastically well. Only 1 or 2 of their songs since they came back in 2011 haven't been top 10. They've had goodness knows how many televote winners, goodness knows how many jury winners, and then finally they won last year. But it's difficult to come back once you've won.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2016, Sweden, who were contenders every year, came 5th, which is a great result for most people, not brilliant for them. The Ukraine came 18th, 19th, and 20th. And then Austria came dead last with no points.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to Lisbon and they came last with very, very few points. And then we went to Israel and they came just about last with almost no points. But then it was all going to be different in the Netherlands because they'd waited so long to win. They'd won with a surprisingly average song, if you don't mind me saying so.
True.
But they had a really good song and came almost last, 0 with the televote. Is that going to happen again this year?
There's every potential, isn't there? And it's not a great track record, as if you just pointed out, but hopefully not. I mean, with the selection we've got here, even with Gianni Morandi, which I wouldn't necessarily say you would see now at Eurovision, and that's just a song really it would do better in San Remo.
Engelbert?
Well, yes, but no, not that song. No. No, that was never going to be winning potential. However, it's done better than some of our other entries, let's say. Yeah, no, I can't see them being last. I really can't. Although we don't know what else we've got this year yet, do we? So we can't really say. But Italy have an appeal at the moment. They seem to be very fashionable and very popular. And they've done well in the last few years as well. So there's still the glitz and glamour around them that everyone wants them to do well. Same as France is now becoming a bit more glamorous and a bit more in fashion. So hopefully not. I can't see any of these, in my opinion, being last.
I think you also have to remember that people aren't going to vote for. They might think Italy's got a good song, but they won it last year, so they're not going to vote for them. They'll vote for somebody else because it's in Italy and they've just won it. That's what some people in the group chat sort of thing were saying, that they don't vote for whoever won last because they've just won it. They give somebody else a chance.
But surely, if anybody was going to win twice in a row, it would be Italy. So, is there a song that could win?
Eurovision wise, I would say Mahmood, as Lena said, has the best potential, I think, out of these. If some of the ones that were mid-table have that televote, perhaps Aka7 or Dargan might be able to do it because they've got that kind of very Euro pop potential, I think. Even represented Elista as well. They have a TikTok going, the TikTok's still a big thing to sell things to the youth.
Just everyone saying ciao ciao. I mean, I could see it.
Yeah.
It also depends what mood. I mean, the voting public's after. If this is a year where a ballad is going to be the ones that come through, because it flips backwards and forwards between up-tempo ballads. If this is going to be a year for a ballad, then Elisa has a really strong ballad that lifts as well. It has that beautiful soar in the music, and that if this is a year for ballads, Elisa's in with a good chance. If Gianni Morandi went, he's going to sound like nothing else in the competition. And that sometimes is why you win, which is why Portugal won. A beautiful song that sounded like nothing else. Completely unique in the competition.
Let's wrap this up by asking all our guests, who would you like to win tomorrow? Who do you think's going to win tomorrow? And we're going to start with Ian and Donna.
Okay, since we're on screen, my ultimate favourite in the whole contest is Elisa. I've loved Elisa for years anyway, so with me, she's got personal history. I just love that song. It's so beautiful. It's beautifully paced. Her vocal is gorgeous. But I think she's going to end up, I hate to say this, doing an Ermal like last year. She'll be in the top 3, but not winning. I think Mahmood will take it.
I think I concur with that. Elisa's the one I'd want to win. It's the song I keep coming back to in playing through the playlist of all the songs. That's the song I keep coming back to. But I would love it if Gianni Morandi won and went to Eurovision, because that would be brilliant. That would be so much fun.
I wouldn't be disappointed.
Phil and Michelle.
I'm going to say Darjan D'Amico is what I'd like to win. I don't think he will, but I think that was such a fun song. If we're going for who I think will win, I think you probably will be Mahmood and Blanco, because I think, when they get into the final 3, it's all televote, and I think they'll win the televote.
I want Ditinello, Piazza, and Piaggia, and I've got my glasses.
Chimica.
Can't see. Chimica. Oh my God, I would have loved it if that had any chance of winning. That's like my guilty pleasure. I love it. And who I hope will win and that this end is Gianni. I think he's got a chance, and that would be amazing to see him on the stage.
But who do you think will win?
Yeah, Gianni.
You think he'll win?
Yeah, from third.
All right.
Can win from third.
Yeah.
Can win from third.
Yeah.
Lena.
Well, what I really want is for Lauro to come top 10. I just want top 10. Just want top 10 for my favorite boy. Don't want him to win. But yeah, I think I agree with Donna and Ian the most. I think I see Mahmood, Elisa, and then I'm a little torn between Arama or Delista being that third spot. And I think I would give the edge to Mahmood. It's already doing really well on the global Spotify. But honestly, looking at like the televote we had from last night, the San Giovanni bumped up to 5th. Like, I don't know, give it to the kid. Why not?
And you see, I listen to them all and I think that's the winner. Then another one comes on and I go, yeah, that could win. No reason why that could. I like that one. I'm going to learn to sing that one. And it just goes on and on and on. But at the end of it, I think Mahmood and Blanco have the best song, and I think the best performance. But I know I'm in a minority of one. And I think they probably will win. I hope they win. It would be nice. Thank you to all my guests. Thank you to Lena, Ian and Donna,
Ciao.
Phil and Michelle.
Bye. Thank you.
See you Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now, before we go, there's a national final tonight. And it's green, white, and orange country.
Oh, like this one.
That's it. Yeah,
it's close.
It's Ireland. So we're just going to spend a quarter of an hour talking about the Irish finalists now, starting with Michelle.
Yeah. Well, I think Dustin the Turkey might win this time.
Andy, you're a rotten son because you know we haven't listened to it.
Well, I have.
Edward a second.
And I watch the show. It'll be good. Good luck to Ireland. It would be lovely to see them in the final, and there's every possibility that they will get to the final this year. More than that, I wouldn't like to say personally. But as our closest neighbours, I hope they do well. Thank you very much to everybody that's watched, to the people in the chat room. Please join us tomorrow night, Sunday morning. Last year we started at 10 to 2.
Did we?
We did, yes.
I don't remember. I don't remember any of that show.
probably.
But it was a great show, so come and join us. Come on.
We really enjoyed it, and there were a lot of people in the chat room. And on Saturday night, we will include the people in the chat room more than I have tonight, because I'm really sorry. I've been doing like Terry Wogan. I've been doing the job of two people. I've been presenting and trying to produce because Stuart let me down.
You can't get this stuff.
Well, we all hate Stuart.
But thank you, everybody. Enjoy San Remo. We'll see. Oh, yeah, watch Glitterbeam Radio because we're on Glitterbeam Radio. We're on our way now. Thank you so much. It's been lovely. We'll be back tomorrow. Happy San Remo.
See you in the morning.
Bye.
Bye bye. Oh, you want this? So Stuart told me that as soon as the music finished, what I had to do was to put something up on the screen so that we can't be seen talking about the shit that went on.
It still says live.
We're still live, honey.
What?
We're still live.
Outtake. We're still live. Hello.
Stuart's supposed to.
Turn it off.
Stuart's
This is
supposed
the
to.
outtakes you never know about.
Still on.
I know,
Still on.
I don't know.
We're still on. There's still 200